Kiss. Kiss. 106.5.
It's the Kyle and Jackie O show this morning here at Kiss. Jackie, you've got a guest you want to bring on.
I do. His name is Hank Harrison. He's the father of Courtney Love.
Wow.
Now, we know Courtney Love and obviously the days of Nirvana. Kurt Cobain unfortunately took his own life. And there was a lot of speculation at the time and a lot of crazy theories going around that Courtney Love was responsible for his death and that she was involved and that she paid a hitman. All sorts of theories, right?
Oh, I sort of remember all that stuff.
I remember reading about this. And one person who believes that she was responsible is her very own father, Hank Harrison.
You're kidding. Hank, good morning. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine.
That's good.
So, Hank, why do you believe Courtney was behind Kurt Cobain's death?
I never said that, and that's been misquoted all along. I feel that there's been a lot going on in that. I don't think Kurt killed himself. That's all I've ever said. I never said that Courtney did it. I think that Courtney probably had some involvement in it, directly or indirectly. I'm not a forensics specialist, but I did write a book about it, and the book goes into the kind of details that I'm privy to in terms of the case. And the situation is ongoing 20 years after the fact.
You say you were misquoted. Okay, here's the quote I've got from Radar Online. You said, I can't prove she pulled the trigger, but I can prove her involvement to a high degree of certainty.
Exactly.
Well, that okay, but then isn't that exactly what I was saying, is that you believe she was behind it?
No.
When you say you believe to a high degree of certainty that, that she was involved somehow, in what way was she involved?
What I'm saying is, if you're in the rock and roll world and you're on heroin or you're around heroin addicts and you're around the procurement of drugs and you're backstage where everybody's catering to you, there's all kinds of people that'll do whatever you want. And I mean anything. Yep. And if you're completely deranged on heroin yourself, which Courtney was at the time, you're capable of almost anything.
But I'm still trying to get a handle on, yes, you're not yourself, and you would do things you wouldn't, average person wouldn't do. But what would she have done?
I think that setting up the environment to make it possible for someone to kill Kurt would have been definitely a culpable situation.
Do you think
another?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, there's another person that died. There's a guy named El, who was the head of a punk band, and they're kind of raunchy. But El was solicited by Courtney on the street. So we know one thing for absolutely sure. Hundreds of people are aware of this, and several eyewitnesses saw it happen. Courtney got out of a limousine in Los Angeles, very close to Hollywood, and shouted, "Hey, El, I want you to kill my old man. I want you to blow his off." And this, people have been quoted as under oath stating that. And then El took 2 lie detector tests and passed them both. And he's a notorious drunk, and he has got that much credibility. But I interviewed the guy. I didn't think he was that irrational. And so,
what did he say that made him pass the lie detector? Sorry.
Well, they asked him if he actually did this, and all the criteria were met.
How come you guys don't get on anymore? You and Courtney.
You wonder why.
She hates me. She hates my ass from walking down the street.
What started all the hate? What started all the fallout?
I wouldn't give her money for heroin.
Right,
okay.
I've read somewhere, I don't know whether this is true, you can clarify that, and I hate to just bring things up that I've read, but it said that you used to mail her LSD and ecstasy over to London, so you two were like pretty free-flowing with the drugs, was that right?
Not at all.
My mistake.
Wait. I used to bring people down off of bad LSD trips.
So she was always out of control. She was like a little wayward little troublemaker.
She was, but when she was little, she was wonderful, very, very intelligent. I gave her an IQ test. She has 150 IQ. So we know she's got an IQ above mine.
Yeah.
Did you see the other day Courtney thought she'd found that missing Malaysian airplane? You saw that?
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Yeah. I said, gee whiz, get some Adobe software products and draw a better picture. But
God bless her for trying. God bless her for trying to find it.
Do you think Courtney's still on drugs?
No, I can't tell. I'm not going to say. Drugs, and how do you define drugs these days? Like Prozac from prescriptions? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You don't want to speculate, but everything else... Everything else seems to be...
No, I don't know what specific drug she's on today.
Right, of course. You like anything could happen where you and her would patch it up and be like loving father and daughter?
Not if she's listening to this program.
Yeah, I'm with you, Hank. I don't think she's going to want to patch it up.
I'm not going to pull any punches.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get out and say, gee, Courtney, give me some money and I'll shut up. Or any of that kind of crap. We're middle class. We're not on welfare. So, what the heck?
Yeah, you don't need that extra cash.
If Courtney was behind it in any way, or was it purely just because she was off her face and didn't know what she was doing?
Oh my God! What do you think $36 million is worth these days?
Where'd that money go?
She blew it.
Oh, she got it all and spent it.
Yeah. The great thing about rock and roll is if you get one big hit, let alone 10 big hits, the money just keeps rolling in, so you can just burn it and then wait a couple months, and it comes in again.
Yeah, right.
How good's that sound?
Because she gets 35 cents every time Teen Spirit is played on any radio station on the planet in any market. Multiply that by 10 songs, and her own songs from Hole. And then, whatever,
No one's playing those
what I'm
Hole
saying?
songs.
She's always ready to...
I liked that album.
Yeah, we liked Hole when it was out.
I liked Hole.
No one's playing it anymore. But so there's a lot of money's been burned through. A lot of money's been burned through, you reckon?
Yeah, well, my granddaughter sued her. When she was 16, she became emancipated. And then when she was 18, she got her full adult status.
Yeah.
And she sued her and got and won a lot of money and got the money back because Kurt's parents were not happy with the way Courtney was treating my granddaughter.
Yeah,
So,
have you ever met her?
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
Courtney made sure that it was under strict supervision with social workers.
This is a very mixed up situation. Look, if you want to check out Hank's book, Love Kills...
But one thing, I just want you to know that I'm trying my best to be as articulate as possible.
I think it's very, very clear. I think it's very clear.
Okay, because I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of wacky drug, opportunist type of father, like some of the people in the media. I stay out of it as much as I can.
No, we're barely in the media anyway. They want us out of it as well. Jackie's got a very sordid history. She dated drug dealers and all sorts of shit.
You must be, calling me, you must be scraping the barrel.
Not at all, not at all. I love it because a lot of people. There's still a lot of internet chatter about you and all these. A lot of conspiracy theories. Your name comes up a lot. The assassination of Kurt Cobain.
Well, if you have another couple of hours, I've got all that data too.
We don't.
One of the things that happened recently, with the Seattle police, a bunch of films that they had undeveloped for 20 years, and they went ahead and developed the films, and they released them.
What was
to
on
the
them?
media? Pictures of the crime scene, pictures of the body, pictures of the shotgun. And so they're saying, gee, there's no difference. And my question is, why didn't you develop them in the first place?
Yeah, but there's still no difference.
Well, we didn't. You know why you didn't develop them? Because they had a foregone conclusion that it was a suicide before they ever even
looked at
made
it
the report.
properly.
But it's fascinating stuff. Hank's book's called Love Kills, The Assassination of Kurt Cobain. It's going to get re-released later this year. Hank, I'm sure we could talk for hours, but that.
Let's do it,
I appreciate your time, man. If you want to check him out...
We have many relatives in Australia. What was the town?
Sydney?
Adelaide?
Sydney.
Oh, that explains everything.
Woolloomooloo.
Oh, yeah, Woolloomooloo.
Yep,
Yeah, that's down
Woolloomooloo.
here. There he is,
Well,
Hank Harrison. Jesus Christ. Where do you get these people from?
Kiss 1065.